I'm deeply and inherently confused by everything, and I don't know what else to say. Hi, my name is Sydney, welcome back to hell. And because I'm nothing if not consistent, this video is sponsored by the Surfshark. But more on that later. So truth be told, this is definitely not the video I had planned to make this week. In fact, I wanted to talk about the Biden administration and what we can expect from them going forward, or what we can just generally expect going forward. But given how many ridiculous things have happened in the past 10 days or so, I thought we deserved a laugh instead. Or a cringe. A linge? I don't know. The point is, a lot of ridiculous things have happened, and I don't know what to make of this timeline anymore, and I want to review it. But before you board this gondola and let me take you deeper into hell, let's hear from our sponsor, Surfshark. What are you doing? Obviously, I'm drawing, and it's a shark riding a surfboard, because Surfshark. That is horrifying. Maybe they'll make it their new logo. They won't. Maybe they'll make me their mascot. They probably won't do that either. Maybe they'll let... Sydney, we're going into a time of unprecedented online censorship where VPNs like Surfshark are more important than ever before for hiding your IP address, encrypting your data, not keeping any logs, letting you access blocked websites and applications and content, and giving you some sort of protection from what's to come. And you're over here drawing Surfshark a new logo? He has a sword. People who click the link in the description will get 83% off and 3 extra months free when they use code Sydney. That's a little bit more important than a sword. The sword is for fighting FBI agents. Of course it is. So straight off the bat, and probably most importantly, Reddit users went to war with Wall Street recently over Gamestop stock. And that's not a sentence I ever thought I'd say. GameStop. Stop. I can't even read now. Reddit users essentially forced a hedge fund to buy shares at an elevated price when the hedge fund bet that those shares would decrease in value. Which was honestly going fine for the Reddit users, but then buying and trading platforms like Robinhood, primarily, effectively blocked people from buying not only GME stock, which is GameStop, but also several others as well. Which, according to the internet and people who are much more intelligent than me when it comes to all of this, is insane. More insane than Reddit users effectively using the stock market to attack hedge fund managers. There is so much more to this story, so I will link some resources in the description box for those of you who are interested, but as of filming this video, just some footnotes for you guys, a class action lawsuit has been filed against Robinhood in New York. A rally called Reoccupy Wall Street has been launched for Sunday, the 31st of January. Biden's Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, has done speaking events for one of the hedge funds involved in this story. People are also saying that the White House has had a direct hand in pressuring Robinhood to stop selling these stocks, which, mind you, full disclosure, is not confirmed, but is definitely circulating the internet. Some people have also said that Robinhood has started selling off people's shares on their behalf, which I don't know how true that is. That's just another rumor that's circulating the internet, and I'm yet to see anyone come out with corroborating evidence for that, but I mean, I guess it bears repeating in this instance, even though we don't know if it's true or not. The Quartering also reported that Google deleted thousands of negative reviews of Robinhood from their app store. But honestly, this whole thing is just a mess. I don't even know what I expected after 2020. And besides all of that, I think what's bothering and upsetting people so much about this situation is the fact that it's just yet another example of more censorship and more banning and more manipulation by the elites and politicians and big tech. And it's negatively impacting not only small investors, but everyday people as well. And I'll say this again, I don't claim to be some expert when it comes to the stock market. I am just a small potato floating down a stream of dreams and solid investments in myself. So based on what smarter people have said, what we're seeing looks like basically giving Wall Street a hand up while legitimately stopping people from buying stocks. And mind you, somehow CNN found a way to pin this on Trump, because Why not? I mean, I thought things were bad when grown men were literally posting photos of themselves crying on Twitter because an 80-year-old man with obvious cognitive issues was appointed to the White House. And apparently now we topple dictators by voting them out. I mean, someone should really call Venezuela and tell them. Mean tweets, CNN, and voting. We finally solved the age-old dilemma. But you know what's so simultaneously funny and sad about this situation? Reddit users going to town on Wall Street won't even be the weirdest thing that we see this year. Remember this moment. Take a screenshot, screen record, take it to the bank. We're in for a weird time. But let's move on to some other things that have actually made me linge in the past couple days. So the new White House press secretary has been doing a stellar job.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you, and we'll circle back with you. It's an interesting question, but we'll circle.
Usually I'm a fan of repetition, don't get me wrong, but this doesn't tickle me at all. She's also become very successful at answering hard-hitting questions.
A lighter note, will he keep Donald Trump's Air Force One color scheme change?
This is such a good question. I have not had the opportunity to dig into that today. Very curious about what his favorite ice cream was, and his favorite ice cream is chocolate chip. So that is my my update for all of you on that.
Could you even imagine the media asking these kind of softball questions of any other representative or politician? And when the media does ask tough questions, this is the kind of answer they get.
Vaccines, thank you guys. Is that high enough? Shouldn't you set the bar higher? That's basically where the U.S. is right now.
When I announced it, you all said it's not possible. Come on, give me a break, man.
Come on, you guys.
That's a good start. 100 million. Thank you.
This does not please me, and I remain untickled. Actually, and this is kind of important, when asked about why Biden halted a Trump administration executive order that prevented foreign countries, particularly China, from interfering with America's power grid, the new press secretary had this to say.
I think the president's view on our relationship with China, I tried to do my best to convey to all of you. I'll have to check on that specific piece, and we'll circle back with you directly.
She also had trouble explaining why Trump's travel restrictions were racist, but Biden's are not.
Now, President Biden is putting travel restrictions on people coming in from other countries. What word do we use to describe that?
Well, I don't think that's quite a fair articulation. The president has been clear that he felt the Muslim ban was xenophobic. He overturned the Muslim ban. He also, though, has supported, and he himself, even before, or we did, I should say, even before he was inaugurated, steps, travel restrictions in order to keep the American people safe.
Oh, silly Jen. Biden said that stopping travel is not effective. Was this your guy? Yeah, this was your guy. Anyway, all of this leads me to what the White House generally expressed when it comes to its interactions with reporters. We expect reporters covering the White House to operate in good faith. And tell their audience the truth. And this White House will do the same. We are moving forward with that mutual understanding. Organizations or individuals who traffic in conspiracy theories, propaganda, and lies to spread disinformation will not be tolerated, and we will work with the WHCA to decide how to handle those instances moving forward. Will not be tolerated. That is some fun language. So this to me effectively means that the media and government will have like a coalition of sorts if they don't have one already, and that if you don't follow the guidelines and the truth given to you by the White House, then you'll effectively just be banished from the room. All of you already know that I hate the media enough as it is, and I fully expected and continue to expect them to be soft towards this administration, but this just still makes me really uncomfortable. But what else is new? I guess I can't really feel too sorry for them because this is in fact the same media who have been saying things like Trump supporters and conservatives should be put on lists and deprogrammed.
How are we going to really almost deprogram these people?
In other news, Black Lives Matter finally realized that the Democrats use them for votes. In fact, Captain Nesquik appears especially sad about it. He's giving us a day-by-day play of how that's going. Not well, in case you were wondering. It also appears some mainstream media outlets are going back and retroactively editing their own articles to reflect today's sentiments and standards. the Washington Post got caught out retroactively editing a profile piece on Kamala Harris, where she made a joke about inmates begging for food and water. I saw another example of this in Newsweek, where a writer had retroactively gone back to change an article to reflect an argument that was being had today about the Army Rangers. So does that mean that anyone out there wants to go back and edit all the mean articles about me that are just full of lies? No? No takers? Okay then. I mean, this is bad, don't get me wrong. It gives me really strong 1984 vibes. That rewriting of history. But it's not quite on the same level of cringe as Kamala Harris basically stealing an anecdote from Martin Luther King Jr. and trying to pass it off as her own. You know, where she fell out of a pram and then said some crap about freedom. You know, if Kamala Harris cared so much about freedom, then she probably wouldn't have fought so hard to keep so many people incarcerated. Yeah, wouldn't want to forget about that one. Freedom. So moving along, social media is still as messed up as ever. Most of you are probably already aware that Twitter and Facebook and other social media platforms have been purging users and banning people at a rate of knots. Twitter has even gone the extra mile and introduced a feature where people can effectively police each other's speech, called Birdwatch. Birdwatch. Not Bird Box, not to be confused with Bird Box, where people have this uncontrollable desire to kill themselves. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute!
Effectively, when someone posts a tweet, you can add notes to it. It looks like you can report tweets as harmful from the infographic that they have included. Actually, I saw that this has already been successfully used today by Stephen Miller when AOC tweeted that Ted Cruz tried to have her murdered. Yes, she literally tweeted that, and no, that never happened. Hey, PolitiFact, yeah, can I get a fact check on that one, please? Ordinarily, I think adding greater context to things is a good thing, but when it comes to these sort of apps and add-ons and additional things that you can do on social media, more or less, I think they get abused, and I don't see this being any different. Because who do you think is going to be the primary target of it?
Really almost deprogrammed.
It'll also be the death of memes on Twitter, and I'm just not ready for that. I also want to remind you that the White House now has pronouns on its contact page. People are being encouraged to wear 1 or 2 masks for extra protection, although I'm sure that next they'll just tell us not to breathe. The Netherlands is apparently on fire because people have been rioting and protesting lockdowns. And actually, speaking of lockdowns, did you know that Chicago, Michigan, and California are now magically lifting theirs? And last, but certainly not least, the Bidens have created what looks like a series of social media accounts for their dogs. The Twitter account that they created is called the Oval Porpoise, and it makes me want to bird box myself. Let's look at one of their official press releases. Woof, 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 woof. Yeah, I'm not reading this. This is cringe. If someone that I like did this, if a politician I like, not that there really are any, but if a politician that I like did this or someone else, I would still want to bird box myself. This is giving me some serious secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, I'm gonna need this to stop. Now, obviously, there is a lot more that I could have talked about here, a lot more I could have covered because a lot of ridiculous things have happened. But I don't want to make light of the censorship and the banning that has gone on in the last little while because, at least in my opinion, I see a lot of it getting worse, not only online, but out in the real world as well. But anyway, yeah, at some point I want to talk about it because I think that we need to have a discussion about what we can actually expect going forward and maybe how to tackle it in some ways. But like I said, I just want to make you guys laugh because I don't know, I'm a nice person, leave me alone. But on the censorship side of things, I think it's worth considering how companies and retailers have taken a much more active role in having political opinions and enforcing those political opinions. My Pillow, for example, which is pillows, has been dropped by Kohl's, Bed Bath & Beyond, etc. because the CEO is an avid Trump supporter. Financial institutions are taking a stand against the Trump family. I feel like impartiality has gone completely out of the world and a lot of companies and businesses are actively choosing a side. I mean, just think about Parler getting banned by Amazon, Google Play, and the Apple App Store. And I guess the fact is that big tech and politicians and these major players control so much of society, and I don't know, I guess it actually just really worries me. But like I said, I do want to make you guys laugh, and we will talk about this going forward because it is necessary. I'm gonna stop being a broken record now. Now, on that note, before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, you can download Surfshark VPN using the link in the description. When you do, you'll receive 83% off and 3 extra months free. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? What do you make of this stock market situation? Is it stupid? Is it awesome? Are you invested? Have you got money invested? What do you think of this new press secretary? Is she good? Is she bad? What do you think of the Biden administration so far? Are you scared? Are you worried about how many executive orders Biden has signed? And what do you generally make of all of these topics overall? As always, if you like the video, hit subscribe and the thumbs up button. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Just be respectful about it. And I will see you guys next time.